In this video, I'm going to talk about statistics regarding childhood sexual abuse, specifically trying to answer the question of what percentage or fraction of boys and girls will be molested before the age of 18, and also how many people there are in the U.S. who have survived rape or childhood sexual abuse. And I want to get to this question because there's 8 different studies that give us 8 different numbers about this, and it's really difficult to get an accurate picture of how many molestations are occurring and how many survivors there are out there in the country. So there's 8 studies that I'm going to cite. 2 are from the CDC from different years. 2 are from the advocacycenter.org. 1 is from a researcher named Stoltenborg and his associates. 1 is from a researcher named David Finkelhor. And there's also the Darkness to Light study and a study by RAIN, the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. So these give us a range of somewhere between 1.88 and 20% of boys will be abused, which is an average of just over 11%. And we have a range of 11 to 33%, that's 33.3% for girls, giving us an average of 21.6%. And just keep in mind, some of these percentages are estimates, so we're going to end up with a pretty accurate range of estimates, not a precise number, but U.S. population is 332 million, 1.2 million people are non-binary, and there's just under 98 men for every 100 women. And what that means is that using those averages of 11 and 21% for boys and girls, that gives us a total of 54.5 to 54.6 million survivors of childhood sexual abuse and assault. That's an average. So I have the ranges up there. We're going to talk about the maximum and minimum in a minute. But let me ask you this. If the National Association of Adult Survivors of Child Abuse says that there's 42 million survivors, at least 42 million survivors of sexual abuse in general in the U.S., and that includes rape of adults. So if that number is 42 million at least, how can it be 54 million just childhood sexual abuse, not including abuse that occurs during adulthood? Now, they said it's at least 42 million, and they're definitely right about that. But I think it's way higher. I think it's way higher than even 42 million or 54 million, because these high estimates, take a look at this. If you add together these high estimates, you get 88 million, almost 89 million survivors of childhood sexual abuse in America. There's been a lot of talk lately about COVID, Russia, Ukraine, gas prices, inflation, Will Smith, Chris Rock, but no one's talking about this. This is from 5 years ago. I'll get to a more recent news article in a second, but it said AP uncovers 17,000 reports of sexual assaults at schools across the U.S. This is from 2017, and it says the study is from 2011 to 2015. So that's 17,000 over 4 years. And that breaks down to 24 molestations every day that school is in session, which is about 175 days a year. If you assume that same number, then this is 15,000 total incidents just in 1 year. That's a 55% increase over a 2-year period, and it's actually over a 300% increase in a 7-year period, because that works out to 83 molestations every day that school is in session in the United States as of just 4 years ago.